All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting closer and closer and closer. Cohagen, you say you managed to finish Doom Eternal's Ancient Gods 2. That boss was horrible. Were you playing on normal or were you playing on like the hardest difficulty? Because I never played the DLCs for Doom Eternal. I enjoyed Doom and Doom Eternal and they were great. But I never played the DLCs. I did watch someone else play it though, and it was like, okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna watch people do this. So yeah. Let's go ahead and get started, shall we? Yo, peoples! Kyushu92 here, and welcome back to one of my final streams for my One Piece volume read-through. Today, we are going to be going through volume 79 of the series, titled Lucy! So let's go ahead and get started. Hurt me plenty? Is that the hardest difficulty? I knew it was going to sneak up on me. Good to see you, Kogan. Good to see you, Ogata. The Story of One Piece, Volume 79. After 2 years of hard training, the Straw Hat Pirates are back together, first at the Sabaody Archipelago, and then through Fishman Island to their next stage, the New World. The crew happens across Trafalgar Law on the island of Punk Hazard. At his suggestion, they form a new pirate alliance that seeks to take down one of the 4 emperors. The group infiltrates the kingdom of Dressrosa in an attempt to set up Doflamingo, but Law is abducted after falling into a trap. The rest of the crew meets a one-legged toy soldier who informs them of the nation's hidden darkness, and they decide to help the little Tontadas in their fight for freedom, while their companions defeat the DQ family officers. That's such an easier way for me to say it. The birdcage surrounding the island begins to shrink, threatening to slice everyone to bits. Luffy and Law team up to fight Doflamingo directly, but Law gets knocked out of the battle. It's all up to Luffy now. He unleashes the tremendous Gear 4 to counteract Doflamingo's strength, but will that be enough? Oh, and you say, the second one. The second hardest? Okay, second hardest difficulty. Okay, I get you. So we got chapter 786 all the way down to 795. Let's begin with chapter 786, Gyats! Request, Luffy and a monkey trying to get Law to eat bread, by Greedy OFG. And if you remember, when Law was on the ship, as they started to head towards Dressrosa, when everyone was telling them what they wanted to eat, Law said that he doesn't like bread. So this cover page is literally Luffy and a monkey trying to make him eat bread. And Law seriously doesn't want to do it because he's slicing apart all the trees and Monkey's using his room. But last we left off, Doflamingo got basically cratered into the Royal Plateau by Luffy's Gum Gum Leo Bazooka. And he's just embedded in the wall. Doflamingo! He did it! Way to go, Rubber Ball! No, I remember what King Riku called you. You're the pirate, Straw Hat Luffy! But he looks scarier and rounder than the face in the paper. Is that really him? Huh? Yeah. But I heard he was a 25-foot tall monster. He can't be more than a dozen. Oh, shut up. Why does he keep bouncing around though? Can't he stop? Nope. And Luffy is just bouncing all over. Hey, what was that crazy noise? Viola! It was Straw Hat. He won? Really? And everyone is screaming because Doflamingo's been bodied into the mountain. What destructive... And King Riku is looking on, and we have Cavendish as well. What destructive power! There's no way he can still be alive. But look up above us. But hey, you did it! You beat Doflamingo! And Luffy looks up, and he sees that the bird cage is still there. Not enough. Huh? And people are still screaming as the bird cage is still shrinking. The bird cage hasn't disappeared yet. And we see Law, and then we see Doflamingo, who's still in the mountain. One more time! And Luffy starts jetting towards Doflamingo, and he's preparing to punch him. Come! Gah! And before Luffy even gets to Doflamingo, he immediately all the air starts immediately leaving Luffy in an instant before he even gets to him. Huh?
Hey, what happened?
And Luffy bounces off of one lower section of the plateau right back down to the ground.
Straw Hat Luffy!
And Luffy is back down to his normal state now. And Burgess jumps all the way from the top of the plateau, and he starts leaping all the way down.
Straw Hat's on his last legs! Don't you move! I'm gonna kill you and steal the gum fruit!
Hey! Goes Cavendish as he sees Burgess jump past him. Jesus, Burgess! Why was he in the palace? And then Koala runs over to where Burgess jumped from.
Are you kidding me? He leapt all the way down! What amazing jumping ability! Hello, Sabo! Come in! Do you read me?
And Burgess jumps all the way from the top of the plateau and lands on the ground. These people got some strong legs, strong back, strong muscles, strong everything if you jump in. It's a whole mountain, okay? He's just jumping from a whole mountain.
Yeah! Ah! What the? It's Burgess the champion! No! Stay back! He's a pirate too!
We don't know what he's plotting.
But King Riku said he was our only hope.
Still, we can't trust him. He's a pirate. Hey, tell us, is the fight over? As Luffy struggles to get up.
What happened to Doflamingo?
And then we keep hearing a crack sound going over and over and over again. And then the crack sound comes from the epicenter of where Doflamingo was embedded into the wall.
Ah!
And the whole plateau cracks underneath Doflamingo.
Ah! Doflamingo's alive!
Well, it's
Doflamingo's still alive!
As Doflamingo looks up and he starts smiling.
Get away from this part of town! The pirates are still fighting! But everyone in the country is going to converge here in the center to flee from the birdcage! There's no escape!
And then Doflamingo starts touching where Luffy hit him, as Luffy is so tired he can barely stand. And he starts smiling. I don't think he's in a fighting state anymore.
Stay away, or you'll get caught in the aftermath. Just get back! Stay away from the pirate!
And Luffy, his arms are so wobbly and so shaky, he can't even move. But then, we get Guts, who walks up and catches Luffy.
Straw Hat! Do you know who I am? I'm Guts, the Coliseum announcer! It's Lucy! I have to admit, I like it too!
And this is a flashback of when he said that.
Lucy, the mystery gladiator, was you all along, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I knew it! You don't see little guys as strong as you very often. Doflamingo's bearing down. What should we do? Is there anything I can help you with for this bout?
Give me 10 minutes. After doing Bounce Man, I can't use Haki for another 10 minutes. I can run around to escape, but I have no idea what he'll do during that time. Once my Haki is back, I can finish him off with one more move.
And that will spell the end of his rule? Let me get this straight. If we buy you 10 minutes, you'll free us from the danger of the birdcage?
And Doflamingo floats down towards the ground as everyone is running from him. I promise!
Got it! 10 minutes! Did you all hear that? Yeah!
As tons of gladiators appear out of nowhere in order to help out Guts.
Huh? These are the tournament gladiators, the ones who didn't lend you their help earlier. We're sorry, Lucy! That bounty on your head was too tempting before!
We never dreamed you would actually be able to take down Doflamingo. Viva Wrong! And we have, is that what is his name? Not Spartacus. Is that Spartacus? I forget his name.
As a token of our apology, we will believe in you and put our lives on the line. Sorry if we end up beating him before you do.
And Doflamingo is kind of wobbling and hobbling a little bit, but he's still walking towards where Luffy is.
Good! Half of you, come with me!
As Gyatso carries Luffy.
All right.
And then something explodes right in front of him. Something explodes right in front of him, and who is it that bears down on them with a knife in hand?
Die, Straw Hat!
But it's Burgess.
Burgess!
And as the knife gets closer and closer and closer to Luffy, someone else moves in and kicks Burgess directly in the face. And who is it but the sworn brother of Luffy himself? It's Sabo! Sabo. And Sabo just smiling at him. Onwards to chapter... Sorry, I got distracted by this SBS's unique poster. That's the end of chapter 786. Onwards to chapter 787. Question. Hey, Orochi! This ain't got nothing to do with you, but in that alley back there, to the right, I saw a weak old grandma who needed help. Orochi runs off. All right, finally, start the SBS! Yay, I said it! And that's signed by Ayataro. Only you? I'm sorry. It distracted me. I'm like, wait, what is this? And then I saw what it was connected to. I was like, oh, okay. But answer, that's weird. I looked all over and didn't find any grandmas. Hey, the SBS started without me! Darn, I got tricked. Still, I'm glad. At least there were no poor old grandmas in trouble. Sorry, something floated over my eye. Question. In Japanese, Nico means two objects. Is Nico Robin called Nico because she has two big boobs? Sign, Hiromu. Buffering. Are we buffering? It's not buffering on my end. I didn't get any notification, and I'm still rolling. We're still good. It might be you this time, Kohagen. I know it was me last time, because I had an internet issue a while back, but it's not buffering on my end. It still says my feed is fine. OBS isn't dropping any frames. The drop frames is still at 0, so it might be on your end. But, is Nico Robin called Nico because she has two big boobs? Sign, Hiromu. Answer, no. Question, it's nice to meet you. If you don't mind, could you tell me the secret to drawing the hourglass figures of women in One Piece, especially the chests? Thank you. Signed, if there is no bread, let them eat roses. Answer, yes, hello. This is the special SBS drawing lesson. Just think of the female figure as 3 circles and 1 X. And now, goodbye. If this is the only figure you can draw, your female readers will send you many criticisms. Try to remain strong and dedicated. And it really is a simplistic way to, rudimentary way of drawing women in One Piece. Just an X, then 2 circles on top of the X, and then another circle for the head. So there you go. Chapter 787, 4 minutes before. Request! Zoro and Bears wearing hoppy coats and headbands, beating taiko drums by Masao from Gifu. But we see Burgess get knocked back by Sabo.
Hey, it's him. Oh, the 3-star wanted man. It's the Revolutionary Army Chief of Staff.
I'm Sabo, the Revolutionary. Straw Hat Luffy is my brother. What do you want with him, Burgess?
Straw Hat's your brother? Where have I heard that line before?
You heard Flame Fist Ace. You heard Flame Fist Ace say it, didn't you? We're a trio of brothers.
Huh?
After the duel on Banero Island, your crew took Ace prisoner, which was the catalyst for the horrendous Paramount War. That was the life Ace chose. I won't blame you for what happened. But from now on, I've got Luffy's back, so keep that in mind. And I was about to say Zoro. Sabo is just giving him that you mess with my brother, you mess with me type look.
Wee! Like I care about how you're connected. Stay out of my way! I've got no quarrel with the revolutionaries.
Not even personally. As Sabo ignites his finger to signal that he's the one who has the Mera Mera no Mi, the flame fruit.
What?
As he remembers the Lucy guy who ate the fruit in the Colosseum.
I see! It was you! Huh? Flame?
Hey, Luffy, you look like heck, man. Doflamingo's coming from the other direction. I think I'll have my hands full with Burgess. I'll be fine. Cats and the others will buy me some time.
It's Guts!
Don't worry, Mingo's mine. You've learned to call your shots. Leave this one to me, then. Sabo, so you got Ace's fruit, huh? And no one else can have it. It's our memento of him.
That power is mine!
Keep him safe, pets.
It's Guts, and I will! Galleon Lariat!
And Burgess pulls his arm back and just swings it in a lariat-type motion, which is so forceful that it demolishes all the buildings right behind Sabo. Now, the attack goes straight through Sabo since he's a Logia, but it doesn't stop the buildings from falling over. And Sabo's just fine as he reforms himself. Burning Dragon Claw Fist. As Sabo starts spinning, he puts his hand in the fashion of the Claw Fist. It's kind of difficult for me to do it spread out and then clenched up. He does his hand in the shape of the Claw Fist and he starts spinning it, burning on Burgess. Flame Dragon King! Gah! And he sends Burgess flying with this one attack. Gah! And Burgess impacts further deeper into the city. He knocked one of the Four Emperor's crew right off his feet! Wow, he must be the number 2 man of the revolutionaries for a reason. So you've set your sights on me now. Then the rumors were correct. You're hunting power users, as Sabo goes after Burgess.
Hey, Lucy, what's going on here? You won the flame fruit in the Colosseum, but...
No, Lucy wasn't me in the final.
What?
I had business elsewhere, so Sabo went in for me.
Oh, so that's what happened. Hey, that's against the rules, but good for you, I guess. Taking on the powers of your late brother is a real heartwarming story, man. But anyway, the point is right now, your recovery's the only hope for Dressrosa.
And as they're running off, an explosion happens right behind Gyatso and all the gladiators that are traveling with him. And they all look back, and Gyatso looks back. Gyatso looks back in horror as we see many gladiators who are dead all around Doflamingo, and he's even use his awakened abilities to impale many of them on spires of strings. As he's still Jason walking his way towards Luffy.
Whoa! Unbelievable. How does he still have so much stamina? Don't falter now! We got to slow him down!
You miserable rats. I don't need any stamina to eliminate the likes of you.
Get out here, Straw Hat! You will rue this mistake!
And the screaming just continues. Get away from the center of town or you'll be crushed by the battle!
Hurry to the center of town! Don't get cut to ribbons by the birdcage!
And everyone is converging into the center.
Ah! Hey, why are you running the other way?
We're heading for the town center.
But that place is a battlefield!
Huh? Where do we go then? As everyone who is running away from the Battle of Doflamingo run into the people who are running away from the edges of the city as the birdcage closes in further. They now have... Where do we go then? And they have no place to go. Then we have someone cloak their sword in haki. Armament. And we cut to Zoro, who's with Kinemon and Kanjiro. What madness is this, Sir Zoro? Surely this is not the sort of thing that can be just pushed back. How do you know that? Huh? Rather than complaining about how it's impossible, how about you turn off your imagination and help? This is all just the powers of one man. The idea that it's unstoppable is absurd to me. And Zoro's using Haki on himself and his swords in order to try and push back the birdcage. Outside the Smile Factory. Everybody ready?
Yeah, we are!
The factory's made of sea prism stone. It won't get chopped up. Now show me what your strength can do. And this is Frankie with all the tontadas. Push the factory! And we see the factory and the tontadas and everyone else trying to push the birdcage. Palace Plateau, second step. And we have Robin. Ozzy, good to see you.
Zora and the others are pushing back against the cage? That's right. Is it even possible to stop it?
And Robin is speaking to Viola.
I don't know. The thought never occurred to me. I see. This is just like him.
South face of the Palace Plateau.
We're following the young master's wishes. What? Move it. What? Move it. Huh?
And it's the same guy that was gambling, trying to fool Fujitora at the beginning of this arc. He's the one trying to muscle some civilians in the middle of this massive nationwide hostage situation.
We're following the young master's wishes.
What? Move it!
Huh? Don't talk back!
As this dude, and I think his name is Haas. Haas shoots a civilian.
Ah! Stay back, all of you. The new Royal Plateau is off limits to anyone but the Don Quixote family.
Family? You don't even have any officers anymore. This is the safest place in the kingdom. Let us up there.
Silence! You're all on death row. By the young master's decree, this entire kingdom will be wiped clean to start anew.
And then something happens to Oz.
Huh?
And it's Sai. Yo, it's Sai. It's Bartolomeo. It's Gyros. It's all of the gladiators who show up and beat down Haas and all of the remaining Don Quixote, the DQ soldiers. DQ is so much better than Don Quixote soldiers. So much better. DQ soldiers.
Ah! Out of the way, you final stragglers.
It's the Colosseum gladiators.
Bartolomeo! Harudin! Even Don Chinchao and Commander Gyros!
Oh, am I even able to stand?
Me too! I thought my wounds put me completely out of commission!
And this is Harudin and Dagama, is it Daruma? Daguma. It's Daguma. I keep getting his name mixed up with Daruma and Dagama and all the like, you guys know.
Me too. I thought my wounds put me completely out of commission.
Don't you worry about that.
And this is Leo.
This is the life-prolonging measure Princess Mancheri chose for Dressrosa.
Life prolonging? What does this mean, little one?
Everyone, go now. Everyone, go now. Climb up this plateau. This is the center of the birdcage. And this is Gyros saying this to the civilians.
Yeah! You saved us, Gyros!
No rest for the menfolk. If you're in good condition, you're coming with us. Huh?
And then Baby 5 is just blushing behind Sai. Then we get more gladiators who were around Doflamingo.
Hey, Doflamingo, where do you think you're going? If he won't show himself, I'll have to force his hand.
Ah! The birdcage is shrinking faster!
What?
No, Doflamingo, don't do this. Save us, King Rico!
We can't outrun it anymore!
Push! And we have, we have Burgess still fighting Sabo, and he's still trying to use Haki against Sabo, even though we've seen that Sabo's Haki is stronger than his.
It's just not possible!
Time remaining until the birdcage reaches the center and causes genocide. 3 minutes. And we have Zoro. Push! We have Law, who's not saying anything. We have Frankie and the Tontadas.
Push!
Come on! Now it's our turn!
Fujitora, aiming his head upwards. I can't say looking upwards because he can't actually, and something is in the air around them.
Show yourself, Straw Hat.
We have Rebecca as well.
Run to the Palace Plateau! You gotta be kidding me! Will we make it in time?
Time until Luffy's haki recovers. 4 minutes. And that's the end of chapter 787. Onwards to 788. But before that, we have another SBS. Question. On page 39 of volume 74, there's a scene where Doflamingo's followers go quiet in the elevator. When I was a boy, my parents taught me to be silent in the elevator. Are they following the same lesson? Sign Hiromu. He's the same dude that was in the last SBS. Answer. Yes, they got quiet. What's up with that humorous pause, huh? If someone farted, that would pretty much be the perfect accident. Question. The best cook on the Straw Hat crew is obviously Sanji, but who else is good at cooking? What is everyone's specialty? Signed, I made the mantis chicken. Answer. Here's the dish each member is good at making. Luffy, raw meat on a plate. Zoro, sashimi. Nami, roast duck and tangerine sauce. That sounds nice. Usopp, fish and chips, my favorite. I haven't had fish and chips in years. Just like a classic fish and chips. When I lived in Germany, I used to go to like this stand in Ramstein that always made very absolutely tasty fish and pamphlets. They were very good. Chopper, mixed juice. Robin, stew and paella. And Frankie, barbecue. And we have Brooke with churrasco. Sanji is most experienced with seafood, but he can cook pretty much anything. Due to their upbringing, the only decent cooks are Nami, Usopp, and Robin. The others can't do much more than cook, burn, and mix. Even to her own crewmates, Nami charges for her food. Chapter 788, My Battle. Requests, Perona grooving out to Brooke's Cursed Song performance by Marin Parfait from Toyama. 3 minutes until the birdcage reaches the town center.
Run for your lives! It's shrinking faster now!
He's really gone and he's really done it now. He's going to slice up the entire country before Lucy can recover.
We've got to handle this ourselves. Take down Doflamingo and eliminate the birdcage.
And we're seeing more. We're seeing Mummy, and I see Mummy, and I see Damask, and some other gladiators who are still trying to take down Doflamingo.
You people just don't get it. I gave you a message. Bring me Straw Hat.
And the next we see are all of these gladiators getting tossed up in the air by more awakened spires of string.
Hang on, Gats! There's still 3.5 minutes until Luffy recovers, but we'll have mass fatalities before that point.
I know, but you don't throw a fighter into the ring when you know he can't fight. We're not gonna hand him over until he's ready. Huh?
And something is in the air above Gyatso, and it lands directly in front of him.
Law! And it's law! To the Trafalgar Law! Lord of the Sea!
Don't you think you're running a bit too far away? Is his haki returning to him?
He told us he needed 10 minutes, so he's got 3 minutes, 20 seconds to go.
Every moment counts then. I'll take him from here.
Yes, sir!
Sevio in the southeast.
Let's do this, you wretched scumbags! Nothing can cut through my barrier! Now push! Follow Mr. Zoro's lead!
And Bartolomeo has created a giant barrier that all of the gladiators, including massive giant Harudin, can push on in order to push back the barrier itself. What's good, Cedes? We are on chapter 788 of volume 79 of One Piece, and it's going pretty good so far. Hope everything has been good with you.
Yah-ho-ho! King!
And Robin is there as well.
Dandelixirs?
That's right! They're dandelions made from Princess Mancherry's healing tears!
Because we see these dandelion things floating through the air. Now, let me explain to you what I thought these dandelions were. Because I was young at the time. I didn't do One Piece reactions back when this chapter released. I was working at Best Buy at the time. But I was reading these chapters when they were coming out. And the thing that popped into my head was like, my mind and imagination would go out there sometimes with my theories, and I was thinking, wow, what is this light in the air? Does that mean that Kizaru is about to appear in Dressrosa all of a sudden? So that's one of the most wildest theories I had about the lights that I thought were in the last chapter floating through the air. I was thinking to myself during it, and I remember the shift I was on. I was going to the old speaker room, which is a storage area where you keep the tables and stuff and big speakers out of the way, and it's a locked room. When I was going into that room, I thought to myself, what if that's Kizaru that's appearing in that chapter? I gotta wait for the next chapter. I still remember this one thing. So it's a wild theory I had all those years ago, but I still remember it to this day, to this very day.
The dandelions made from Princess Mancherry's healing tears.
And the dandelions are floating through the air.
Help me! I'm gonna get sliced to bits! Ah! Hurry up, just run faster! But I just can't! Why'd I have to sprain my ankle now of all times?
And then one of the dandelions lands on the leg of the man who sprained his ankle.
Hang in there!
What the? I can run!
And the man who sprained his ankle starts outpacing everyone who was in front of him.
Wait, how are you that fast? That makes no sense!
Dandelion Elixir-Fuzz has the ability to provide miraculous healing to people over a wide area. Princess Mancherry is shedding tears over the suffering of Dressrosa, you see. I'm sure she'll be able to save many lives that way.
And many more dandelions are falling on people in hospital beds, and they're suddenly able to move.
But there's one big flaw in the ability. It has a limit. The healing only lasts a few minutes.
Meaning all those warriors who should be out of commission.
That's right. They'll be injured again when the time is up. So this is only a life-prolonging measure to help us survive these few minutes.
The pain just disappeared all of a sudden. Now we can escape.
It's a miracle! Just in this land's hour of direst need, God has come to help us!
Hang in there, Dressrosa. Cub?
Yes, Princess?
This is my battle. I cannot swing a weapon or vanquish any bad guys. All I can do is continue to cry my eyes out.
That's right, Princess, and it's a noble way to fight.
As Cub and Mancherry are flying all over Dressrosa to provide basically everyone with a means of saving themselves and getting to the center.
How are all the wounded so healthy? Hey, all of you, listen to me!
That's 100th degree Hack! What's up?
No, me!
As Usopp is on the back of Hack.
Ah, God Usopp, the 5-star convict! What kind of rap sheet does he have?
Not much, except for setting fire to the world government flag. Not much.
Anyone strong enough to help, go east and west!
To where they're pushing the birdcage?
But there's no way we can move that thing! Don't talk back to me! Trust in my comrades!
It's God's righteous fury! Then we have Rebecca, who's making her way down as well.
If that birdcage really is an immovable object, then all of this is for naught. Everyone's suffering is wasted. I won't let you do that, Doflamingo. Father, if it should come to it, I'm ready to... What?
As Rebecca looks up and she sees that Viola is standing right in front of Doflamingo.
Viola? Rebecca, what are you doing here? Don't get any stupid ideas. If I let you die, how could I ever show my face to Brother Kyros or my late sister again?
Then why are you here, Viola?
If the Don Quixote family is going to collapse into nothing, wouldn't it be a tad too convenient for me to just walk away, having once been an officer myself?
As she takes her cloak off.
You can't!
Either I die, or you die, Doofy.
What a passionate decision, Violet. Town center.
Hey! Let us in! We ran all the way here! The birdcage is nearly upon this spot! It's too dangerous up ahead for us to keep going. Pretty much the entire country is packed up here.
Southwest Smile Factory.
We ain't pushing hard enough. It's dragging us backwards. Yes, sir! We can stop this thing. Just keep pushing.
And even Frankie is lending a hand in pushing the Smile Factory.
As hard as we can! Yeah!
Beyond the factory, at the edge of the birdcage, we have Kinemon, Zoro, and Kanjiro all using haki on their weapons to push back the birdcage.
Push!
How goes it? How goes it? The pace is slowing down, I think. Now that you say it, I do believe it to be the case. And Fujitora walks up right behind Zoro. What the heck are you doing here?
Welp, I may not be able to discern your face with my eyesight, but I ain't one to stand by while fools struggle at their task. Though my power might be slight, I pledge it to your cause.
And I love Fujitora. I love this. I love Fujitora. I love Fujitora because he hockeys up his blade and he lends a hand in trying to push back the birdcage as well. If you had to befriend one, Joker or Doflamingo. Both are insane. Both are capable of killing you at a moment's notice. But with Doflamingo, I would say, and I say this with parentheses, I would probably be safer because the Joker, it's the Joker. Who would want to be friends with the Joker? I'd rather go with Doflamingo. Joker is just too dangerous to even risk that idea. Look at Harley Quinn. She's messed up in the head because of him. And she tried to get in a relationship with him. She's jacked up.
I pledge it to your cause.
And Fujitora helps with the birdcage. Then we get the Navy. All units, assist whomever you can in pushing back the cage.
Yes, sir!
If you can't use hockey, go inside the factory. The Navy?
Let us join you! Can't let those biceps go to waste! We want to help protect our own land! Let's all push together!
Here they come, out of the woodwork.
Push the factory!
A reassuring wave of help.
There they are!
Hey, you warriors! Let us push with you!
Shut up and get on with it. We're not gonna get...
Shut up and get on with it! We're not gonna get sliced up without a fight! Combine your strength! Combine your strength!
And all the citizens, everyone is helping push back the birdcage.
Push!
And then it seems as if the birdcage stops. It stops. And Zoro's smiling. Oh. And then there's like a small blink of stone. And then the birdcage starts moving again.
It's moving again!
But for a moment.
Yes!
The cage stopped!
This is Sai, King Riku, and King Elizabello, respectively.
I knew it! I knew the cage would stop! Mr. Zoro's just the best!
Don't stop now. Keep pushing. We've got to buy time. If it shrinks any further, we'll have more and more fatalities.
Is everything set? How much time until Lucy recovers?
Let's see.
As Gyatz is climbing up a wall surface, the birdcage's progress slows.
Viola!
As Rebecca cries out with tears in her eyes, time left until Lucy's recovery. 1 minute. As Luffy is laying there right next to Law. And that's the end of chapter 788. We got another SBS, and we can move on to 789. Answer. It's time for a game. This one comes from Yu-chan's Papa. Thank you very much. Find the 7 differences. Cover up the answers below so you don't see it. And it's basically just a spot the difference type game. Yeah. Yeah, it's just a spot the difference between, with a photo that includes Nami, Sanji, Law, and Chopper. And then, if you flip it over, you can tell what's changed and what hasn't changed. But yeah, that's that. Chapter 789, that might be the shortest I've ever gone through an SBS. It's literally just a find the difference game. Chapter 789, Lucy! Requests! Shanks and a bulldog chilling under a cafe terrace by Yasu from Chiba. Shanks in a suit. Honestly thought my nose was bleeding there for a moment, but we're good. Joker is sadistic, and when he kills you, his smile never leaves. I ain't messing with Joker. I'm not messing with Joker at all. If you see Batman, you can kind of tell how much of a number Joker is capable of doing on Batman, if Batman's mind is like the way it is because of him and his other rogues gallery. But let's continue. Chapter 789, Lucy! I wonder how the world of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is going to be, because in that game series, the Joker is dead. How is the world behaving 5 years after the death of the Joker? There's so much I want to explore in that game when it drops in February.
Hang in there! Keep pushing!
We stopped it for a moment earlier, but now the center's about to burst!
It's finally starting to cut into the Royal Plateau!
Hurry! Hurry, Tank! Yes, Majesty.
Huh? King Riku? Commander Tank?
As King Riku and Tank go lend a hand in order to protect and try and keep the birdcage back.
You've done well. If it weren't for you folks, thousands upon thousands of lives would be lost already.
It would be nice if Frankie would make a cyber arm for Shanks. I think that speaks to Shanks' level of strength if he's still able to be just as monstrously powerful as he is without an arm. So I don't think Shanks needs to get an arm back, because he willingly gave that arm up for the future, as he says. So him getting an arm in replace of that, I feel like Shanks would probably be best without an arm. I think for his character, it will just cement just how much of a boss he actually is for him to be as strong as he is, and he only has one arm, and no one can step with him. So I feel like it's better if Shanks doesn't get a replacement.
What the heck with this birdcage? We're humans and being free is what we're good at. Keep pushing!
As Frankie is pushing with the tontatas.
We-ah! Push harder! We-ah! Push that birdcage right back! Yeah!
For the day-to-day life, at least, I mean, it's been years since Shanks has lost that arm. It's been years. In the timeline, it's literally been years since he lost that arm. I'm pretty sure his day-to-day life is not impaired by it.
Stop it! Stop it, Viola!
As it shows Viola with a bloodied head as she's trying to take on Doflamingo.
For 10 years, you served in my family.
As she tries to kick Doflamingo, Doflamingo just blocks it with a single hand.
Did you really think that would be enough to make me hesitate to kill you, Violet? I do not punish my people for failure. But I will never forgive betrayal.
As Doflamingo takes control of Viola and holds her in front of him. And she can't move. But then suddenly Rebecca loses control of her body and she draws her sword.
Viola, I can't control my body!
Stop this! Leave Rebecca out of it! Kill her.
No! No! What am I doing?
Rebecca!
Viola! I don't want to do this!
And then it shows where everyone is. Gladiators, Bartolomeo, and citizens are on the east side. We got Kanjiro, Kinemon, Zoro, and Fujitoro on the lower half of the city with some citizens. And we have Frankie, the Tontanas, and some more citizens pushing back the Smile Factory.
Go farther into the town!
We can't! There's too many people! But the birdcage is right ahead!
It's going to reach the center soon!
Stand strong, you louts!
As they're slowly all the gladiators who are pushing on Bartolomeo's barrier are still being pushed back.
Yeah!
Rebecca. Where is Rebecca?
And this is Kiros wondering this.
It's
ready.
Good. As Gyatso and his attendees are preparing for something.
Stop the cage!
As we see Zoro and Fujitora. And we have Doflamingo smiling. And then we have Mancherry.
Please be safe. Let as many be safe as possible.
Listen, everyone! It's just a little bit longer!
As Gyatso gets on the intercom all over Dressrosa.
What's that?
Who's speaking?
The star will return!
Who's going on at a time like this?
Oh, it's coming from up there!
I know you! You're Gyatso, the Coliseum announcer!
When did you get over there?
What are you up to?
Have you all forgotten? No, of course you haven't.
Make him stop! This is no time for this nonsense!
The kingdom's in danger of utter collapse. Who do you think you are, King Riku? The man who set foot in today's corridor Coliseum, glittering and sparkling, our delightful, fearless star in the making. Well, I shan't forget him.
He said star. Is he talking about me? Say, Law? He's gone? What? Where did he go?
How did Cavendish not notice that Law's no longer next to him? This whole time, how did he not know? Also, Cabbage, he is not talking about you.
He tamed the dreaded Killer Bull, who struck fear in the hearts of all. He felled a giant whose head split the clouds above. He crushed Don Chinchou, the living legend himself, the little gladiator who brought life to the Colosseum. No, to Dressrosa itself. I have never seen the like of this. I've never seen the likes of...
It literally continues on the second page.
I have never seen the likes of this man, whose fights are so free-spirited, so thrilling!
We saw it on the monitor in town. I was in the stands.
I'm pretty sure he was.
His name is Lucy!
That's him.
But so what? What is he trying to say?
Lucy! Oh no! I don't want to cut Viola down! Help me, Lucy!
And Rebecca's just crying because she doesn't want to kill her aunt.
Yes, that's Lucy! Also known as Straw Hat Luffy!
Huh? You mean behind Lucy's mask was...
We were deceived and ruled by a pirate for years, so trusting a pirate for help might be a bitter pill to swallow.
Push!
But this is not like the hero's mask that the Don Quixote family wore that night 10 years ago. This is the man that our true King Riku claimed was our only hope. He is currently out of commission with injuries suffered in battle. But tremble with joy, Dressrosa! Lucy has made us an ironclad oath! A one-hit KO of Doflamingo!
And all the citizens start cheering.
Yahoo! A bold claim,
Goes Don Chinchou. Well, we wouldn't last long if you can't make good on that, Luffy.
That's incredible!
Come on, Lucy!
Can you hear me, Doflamingo? You manipulated the king and fooled the world! You stole the throne through deceit, the false king, and this shall be...
And Doflamingo can clearly see Gyatso in the distance.
And this shall be...
Gyatso.
your execution stand! I can see everything. Come after me if you must. Just get away from Lady Viola and Rebecca.
And this is what Gyatso thinks to himself.
Yeah!
And then back to Gyatso and his announcing.
Lucy, the star of the Colosseum, will return! And it will only take another 10 seconds!
As this happens, Harudin falls over.
Huh?
Ah! Harudin!
And Dagama. It's not Daguma. It's not Daruma. It's Dagama. I get that name mixed up. See? Now I'm sounding like Luffy and Sabo getting people's names mixed up. But I'm not that horrendously bad for it.
Dagama!
As Dagama falls over.
Oh no.
The time is up!
Ito!
8 seconds!
What's happening? All the people who were fine moments ago are collapsing.
And Mancherry's crying.
The ones who were touched by the Dandelixirs are out of time. It won't work on them again. I'm sorry! My powers aren't good enough! I got everyone's hopes up, only to dash him against the
No, no, princess. If it weren't for the Dandelixirs, countless folks would have fallen prey to the birdcage already. You created a miracle. You've done your part. The rest is up to Luffy land. He will get rid of this awful cage. 6!
We need more hands! Switch in for the fallen!
We gotta hold strong. 5! Until Lucy can get rid of the birdcage. 4! Wherever he is, he's listening! Call that star's name!
Lucy! Lucy! Lucy!
3 seconds to go! 2! 2!
Lucy! Lucy! Guts! Guts!
As a spear of string goes and pierces straight through Gyat's.
Lucy! Lucy! 1! This is a farce.
0!
And everyone's cheering as the birdcage gets even smaller. It's literally on the Royal Plateau, and it's on the Palace Plateau. That's how small it's gotten. So much of Dressrosa has been destroyed beyond that. But we got Riku, King Riku, we got Zoro, we got Usopp, we got Robin.
Rotten hell, Doflamingo. Our star Lucy will sink you in 1 hit.
Touch out of the way! Please, Viola!
Close your eyes, Rebecca. You don't have to see any of it. This is a nightmare. No matter what happens, just forget it all. I won't blame you for anything. Just forget it. You've done nothing wrong.
No!
I'm so sorry, Rebecca, for leaving these terrible scars on your heart.
As Doflamingo makes Rebecca run towards Viola with her sword drawn, and the sword comes down. But who comes in and intercepts it with a solid hockeyed headbutt? It's Luffy! Surprising Rebecca, because Law used shambles on Viola. Straw Hat!
Lucy!
Go.
There he is! It's Lucy!
As Luffy is back up, and he's staring down Doflamingo. And that's the end of chapter 789. Onwards to chapter 790. I'm getting hyped up just reading this again. It's been so long. Chapter 789. I was literally about to go past it without even reading the title. Chapter 7... What I did was chapter 789. Chapter 790. Heaven and Earth.
Lucy has made his entrance!
Much to the happy faces. Much to the happy faces of Bartolomeo, Usopp, Zoro. And everyone's cheering as Law's there with Viola.
Straw Hat.
And everyone's cheering. All the citizens are cheering. And even Rebecca's cheering with her now broken sword in her hands. Quite an overblown entrance. At best, your hockey just barely returned to you. It's all you can do to stand, isn't it? Same goes for you! And as Luffy says this to Doflamingo, multiple spears of hockey-tipped strings come in, and they start barraging Luffy right in his midsection. You love the OST during the scene. It was beautiful.
Lucy!
And Luffy gets tossed all over. As the string spears get close to Rebecca, but then she gets shambled onto the rooftop with Law and Viola. And Law and Doflamingo's looking over where she was taken.
Rebecca!
There you are. Just watch this. Ever white! And Doflamingo puts his hand on the ground and turns the entire ground into a sea of strings. which then turn into spires that I guess he intends to try and kill Luffy with.
Ah, the entire town turned into strings!
Lucy!
Goes Rebecca. And as Luffy then gets caught by more strings and he can't really get away.
1,000 arrows. Flapping thread!
And a long cascade of arrows surrounds Doflamingo, and they converge on Luffy as if they're like wings of string, like they're surrounding Luffy from multiple points.
Armament!
And Luffy hockeys up his midsection in order to survive the barrage, but some of them manage to break straight through his hockey defense, and he ends up getting pierced multiple times.
Has your hockey really come back, Lucy?
I'm adding in that laugh because it seems like something he would do. And Luffy finds himself embedded in the plateau, just like Doflamingo was not too long ago. And then more strings pop up as they hit the area where Luffy is.
Ah! Lucy!
And then the dust starts to settle.
What a sound! And that huge dust cloud.
Did Lucy win?
No, the birdcage ain't gone yet. Hurry up, Lucy!
And Luffy is struggling to stand after getting hit so many times.
Yeah, my body's moving on its own.
And then we get a flashback with Rayleigh talking to Luffy. You pulled through by the skin of your teeth again, Luffy. What happened to your special Kong gun?
You're a tough one, I'll give you that. Maybe I should just skewer you.
That's the thing. Listen to this, Rayleigh. There was an even bigger one this time, and the move didn't work.
Sounds like trouble. And then Doflamingo is smiling as he's making Luffy walk towards him. In that case, you better think of a different method. The problem with Gear 4 is that it places too much strain on your body.
If only they'd all behaved themselves and danced on my strings inside the cage, I wouldn't have had to slaughter them all. Cage? Dance? Enough of this!
And everyone's going,
The palace royal plateau's being sliced up!
Hurry, Luffy, goes Zoro.
There you go.
Gear 4! As Luffy explodes and destroys all the strings that Doflamingo was trying to use against him. Note that no one has been able to break away from Doflamingo's parasite string grip before, but this is the first time as Luffy goes Gear 4 and snaps out of it.
You broke my strings!
And then Luffy starts sailing into the air.
And how many seconds can you last with what little stamina you have left? You've got guts to challenge me to a mid-air battle. So this is the point where you show me your one-hit KO?
As Doflamingo starts flying after Luffy. And the strings start falling, and multiple string spires start following after Doflamingo as they both go into the air. And everyone is just watching as this happens.
I don't like you standing above me. You try to trap everything within your own hands.
And this is Luffy in his Gear 4 state. I'm going to change his voice according to how he uses it, just like Colleen Clinkenbeard does. And then we have the memories of Rebecca and the prisoner gladiators, the toys in the factory, the tontadas.
You try to trap everything within your own hands so that you can control everyone. And it's suffocating me! Then blame your blood. You were born to be human refuse and helpless puppets. I'm not like you humans. I'm going to kick your butt and be free! I'd like to see you try, boy. Spiderweb! Gum Gum!
And Luffy prepares to use a Gum Gum move, but he blows more. This better not be blood. It's not blood. It's not blood. Thank God. It's just me getting excited. I just had to double check because I never had a moment where this happened during my read through, and I don't want it to keep going. Come! As Luffy starts blowing more air into his arms. Mind you, this is how he started with Gear 4. But he's blowing even more air into his, not air into his lungs, but air into his limbs. I know what I said. I said lungs, but I'm correcting it. And Doflamingo is shocked to see Luffy have an even bigger fist. King Kong! If you won't follow, you must die. 16 holy bullets. God thread! As multiple large, incredibly potent strings go towards Luffy as he prepares to punch Doflamingo. And Luffy punches towards Doflamingo, breaking the strings. This was heavily delayed, like this was drawn out in the anime, but it happens within an instant. Luffy breaks through all of Doflamingo's strings, and then Doflamingo can't do anything but watch as his face gets hit so hard that his sunglasses break. There's an explosion in the air. King Kong gone! And he hits Doflamingo so hard that he craters and destroys and upheavals the entire center of town, leaving a giant gaping hole in the middle of the city as we see Doflamingo fall into the chasm down below. And then we get the words of Corazon. In one area, the people of the D are known as the enemies of the gods. And the last we get from this chapter are the shades, the broken shades of Doflamingo, falling to the ground, not attached to the face they're always on. And that's the end of chapter 791! Well, it's chapter 790, onwards to chapter 791. But first, another SBS. Question. Odachi, here's an idea. What would the three Don Quixote Supreme Officers, Treble, Diamante, and Pika look like if they got hit by Sanji's parage shot? Signed, Softball Fool. The king has lost to the Skull and Crossbones. This is just like Wapple. A king, D stands for demon, maybe? See, that's been a long-standing theory. That seems like something that the people of Marijois would call people of the D. But we don't know the true meaning of D yet. We still don't know, even after all these years. We still don't know. It's still a mystery. But, parade shot. And that's the same parade shot that he used to, mess with the faces of, I think, Wanze? Yeah, Wanze and Duval. So now we have the handsome Squidward type faces of Treble, Diamante, and Pika. Question, is it just me, or do the devil fruit powers of the officers on Doflamingo's side all have powered up versions of the Baroque Works officers? Complete and total devastation! Is it just me, or do the devil fruit powers of the officers on Doflamingo's side all have powered up versions of the Baroque Works officers? Ton over the Kilo fruit, Stick over the Wax fruits, Arms over the Dice, and Pop over the Boom. Signed, Talca S43. Answer, there are indeed higher powered versions of others, but at present, it's only these four. So Ton of Mockvice is better and stronger than Miss Valentine's Kilo. The Chili fruit of Kuzan is better than the Snow fruit of Monet. The Mag fruit of Akainu is better and stronger than the Flame fruit of Sabo. Just family. But the Mag fruit is superior to the Flame fruit. The Mag fruit of Akainu is superior to the Flame fruit of Sabo. And the Arms fruit of Baby 5 is superior to the Dice fruit of Mr. 1. There are some other fruit There are some other fruit which might seem to be related, but in those cases, the rules that determine their powers work in slightly different ways. Also, the strength of powers does not correlate to character strength. You never know how every fight will turn out. Chapter 791, Rubble. Request: please draw Chopper, Sanji, and 2 mice baking bread by Shinorita from Itabashi. And all these dolls, the dolls that are being made, the mouse is making one that looks like a mouse, Chopper's making one that looks like him, and then Frankie's making one that looks like Nami, the shape of Nami. And I mean, all the shapes of Nami. But chapter 791, Rubble. And we have Doflamingo, who falls into the falls down into the underground port down below with a resounding kadoom. And then Luffy is the only one still in the air. As everyone looks up, and Luffy's there with his fist downward after bodying Doflamingo. And then Luffy is still airborne as Rebecca looks surprised and shocked with tears in her eyes. Viola looks with tears in her eyes. Law's looking on. And then all the air starts to escape from Luffy as he falls towards the ground. And as he falls towards the ground, whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, ow. Something just flew in my eye. Give me a sec. Okay. Arms fruit is superior to the dice? Yes. Whereas Mr. 1 can turn into blades only, Baby 5 can turn into blades, guns, bombs, missiles, everything else. So she is superior to him in terms of turning her whole body into a weapon. He can only do blades, but Baby 5, what happened? You good? Oh, I'm good. There was an eyelash that out of nowhere just was sitting on my eye, and I guess it was super dry because I felt that. It felt like something just got jabbed into my eye as soon as it was laying there. I had to take it off. I had to get it out. But I'm fine now. Good Lord. Eyelashes are evil! They're evil. Eyelashes in the eye are evil. But as Luffy is falling... But yes, the arms fruit is superior to the dice because of the reasons I mentioned. As Luffy is falling through the air and as Gear 4 starts to dissipate, Law uses shambles and has him land on the rooftop where they are instead.
Lucy!
And Yachts is shocked to see all this. Dock. Underground trading port. Doflamingo is laying there as his sunglasses, completely broken, land right next to him. Like the lenses on both of them are just completely gone.
There's no one in the sky! What's going on? What just happened? Tell us, Yachts!
And Yachts is still wobbling.
Yachts, you can't keep shouting in this condition. Don't hurt yourself.
Don't be stupid. What kind of commentator fails to crown the winner? Look up there. Look to the sky, Dressrosa!
Oh, the birdcage. It's disappearing.
What you see vanishing is not just a birdcage. It's the end of Doflamingo's rule!
As many pirates who were toys think back to their enslavement. Push! And as the gladiators are pushing, the birdcage dissipates and they all fall flat on their faces. Pudah! Just one more heave. Gah! As Fujitora is the only one who doesn't fall over because he can tell. And the Tontadas are pushing until they send the Smile Factory toppling on its side.
Ah! The factory! Huh?
And this is Frankie going, oh! And the Navy going, oh! And then we have Riku's going like, oh! And then everyone is just shocked to see that the birdcage is now gone. The birdcage. Huh. The strings are gone. Aha! Then Sir Luffy is victorious at last.
And the scenes you're witnessing beyond the cage is not just a diced-up town, but a place devoid of manipulation, a land of freedom!
The birdcage is gone. And this is Bartolomeo. Fujitora is still silent. Which means...
The battle for Dressrosa! The Don Quixote family of pirates! 2,000 strong! Versus the warriors of fate! Drawn into an unlikely partnership, culminating in the final bout of Don Quixote Doflamingo, warlord of the sea, versus Lucy the gladiator! And the winner...
What? What's he saying? You mean the winner is?
The winner is...
Keep it together, Gyatz.
As Gyatz can barely say the word, and the winner is.
Winner!
Out with it already, Gyatz!
As Riku thinks back to when Doflamingo first showed up. Who goes there? I am Don Quixote Doflamingo, the rightful ruler of this kingdom. Gyatz is having such a hard time speaking. Okay, knock it off! And Luffy is just laying there while Rebecca is crying and her tears are falling on his face, but he's unconscious now.
Rebecca, don't cry yet.
Rebecca, don't cry! Don't cry yet! I won't let the toy soldier die, so stay here! Mark my word! I'm totally gonna crush Doflamingo!
Lucy.
The winner is...
As we cut to the face of Luffy, who's unconscious, but, you know, still alive.
Lucy!
And the whole crowd erupts as the fight between Doflamingo, the fight for Dressrosa, has ended. Man. I'm still not done. I'm still not done with this arc yet. Tomorrow's is going to be one of the last ones. But man, this is taking such a long time to get to this point. But everyone's crying. Gyatz is crying. The crowd is happy. The Tontatas are happy. And this is Bartolomeo because he just lost his mind. Robin's happy. Leo's happy with her. Usopp is happy. Zoro, everyone is happy because Luffy beat Doflamingo. And then Frankie, hold on, let me make sure I didn't skip a page. I did not. Even a toy must protect that which is dear to him, dear to it, even if these tin eyes can no longer shed tears of their own.
And so the captain has fought for 10 long years!
And we have Kyros, who's watching this, and he's smiling, a actual genuine smile of happiness. This battle began 10 years ago. We fight to restore the honor of the deposed King Riku. We fight to take back our freedom. And as this is going, he goes behind a section of rubble. Well, he hops behind a section of rubble where no one can see him, and he just starts crying over the fact that the very thing he's been fighting for so long, for 10 long years, the nightmare is finally over. There better not be another eyelash trying to mess with me in the corner of my eye. I tell you that much. But everyone's cheering, everyone's happy. It is not always a tragic event when a kingdom falls into ruin. On this day, the citizens of Dressrosa rejoiced and wept amid the rubble, as we see the smiling, sleeping face of Luffy now. And that's the end of chapter 791. Onwards to 792, but first, another SBS. I said the amount of chapters we have is all the way to 795, correct? Yes, so that means after this one, we still have 3 more chapters to go. Question! Odachi! Hello! About Dr. Hiriluk's birthday, the word doctor in Japanese can be turned into the numbers 1, 4, and 8. So how about January 12th? Sign Happy Haruka. Answer, here a luck? Now, if you think you can just decide it that easily, you're right! So that's settled. Hey, everyone, listen for a second. It's Helf's time. Helf's. I thought he was going to say help. You know how everyone comes up with the birthdays on their own? That's totally fine, since to be honest, I don't care about the characters' birthdays. There, I said it. Anyway, I sat down with my editor and looked up all the birthdays we got so far. The birthday calendar is in the back of this book. Check it out. You'll find that lots of them overlap. Meanwhile, I've gotten plenty of letters saying I don't share my birthday with any characters. So what that means is, let's fill the calendar. Let's make it so that everyone can say they share a birthday with someone in One Piece. And let me be clear, I'm not going to double check. You all have to fill in the blanks using whatever twisted logic you can come up with. I will probably approve everything, just as I have so far. Because I really don't care! The calendar is current as of October 2015. Yep, that was, I think that was one of the final years where I was working at Best Buy. I think 2015 was my last year there. So it can get more crowded with each successive volume. You can write in the characters yourself, and we'll be putting a birthday calendar up on OnePiece.com. I haven't been to OnePiece.com in years. I haven't been there since they had that 20-year celebration. That will be updated regularly. So if you want to come up with a character's birthday, check out which dates are empty there before you send them in. Thanks! Chapter 792, On Hands and Knees. Request, Leo getting fireflies to write Happy Birthday in the Night Sky for Mancherry by Hiro Moritaki from Hyogo. And Mancherry is excited that Leo's doing something for her. And all the crowd is crying out in happiness. Families are hugging each other that they don't have to die. Sabo's looking up with happiness as well. Over a defeated Burgess, apparently.
You aren't going to finish me?
No need. I think it's all over now.
Wee, you're all too soft, you brothers.
You
want to know what he said right before we handed him to the Navy? After our captain defeated him at Banero Island?
Underground port.
Hurry up, it's all over! The Navy's coming soon! Have you contacted the commander? I'm calling him now!
I'm calling him now.
But
But he won't pick up. He never does unless he's in the mood.
And then we have Burgess just smiling at Sabo.
Wee, you're gonna laugh when you hear this. When Ace learned that he was gonna be executed, he said, "Don't tell my brother."
And this gets Sabo angry.
What a fool! He had no idea of the value of his life. Of course, they were gonna report to the entire world that the infamous Fire Fist Ace was brought to justice. The military made sure to get 120% of what his life was worth.
And then before he could say anything else, Sabo tightly grips around Burgess's head.
Enough. Stop talking. I spent time thinking about his last thoughts on Earth every single night since it happened.
And Sabo is slowly squeezing Burgess's head while he says this.
I don't need you to explain any of this to me. That's right, idiot. Get unhinged. I won't let the flame fruit slip out of my grasp. You are full of regret.
As Burgess is silently hiding that knife behind his back.
You're full of regret for all of your status and power. You did not go to your brother's aid. For some reason, you weren't there.
And then, while he tries to stab...
Too busy taking a nap, perhaps?
And while Burgess tries to stab Sabo, Sabo dodges out of the way of the knife trying to kill him.
I've had enough regrets!
And then he lets go of Burgess.
Fire Fist!
And he completely engulfs Burgess. In one big massive blast of fire. As he walks away and leaves Burgess burning in the fire. I was gonna let you go, but Ace here said you deserved it. As we see Sabo's hand still on fire. Gotcha.
Hello, Sabo! Where in the world are you? I saw Burgess making his way after Luffy. So I tried to call you to let you know and you never picked up.
I see. I wasn't bothered.
You what?
Don't worry, the matter's settled. More importantly, did you find the list, Koala?
Yes, I did.
Then call the ship in and...
I already did that.
Then let's meet up with Hack Underground next.
We're all here already. We're just waiting for you.
Gotcha.
Boop, boop, boop. Who said he could hang up? That was important.
Stop taking it out on me, Koala.
As Sabo just hangs up in her face. Then we have the Navy making its way around to all of the members of the Don Quixote family. There feels like there's something trying to mess with my eye right now. Like it wants to be on the edge and cause me issues. I'll check my eyes afterwards. The Navy starts to move around.
We've got the Don Quixote family here.
We have a defeated Buffalo, defeated Giola,
8 officers in total.
a defeated Mockvice, Sugar, Dellinger, and Lao Ji, Gladius, Senor Pink, as his groupies are tending to him, Pika and Diamante,
and 3 supreme officers on top of it. On top of that, be careful with them.
Treble as well.
Nearly all of the officers have devil fruit powers. Use Sea Prism Stone to ensure they're properly neutralized as you subdue them.
And we have multiple soldiers get around the unconscious Doflamingo. Yes, sir! Have we contacted HQ yet? As they start to bind Doflamingo in chains. Just cover his whole body in chains. No, actually. For some reason, Isho said we're not supposed to report in yet. On the nearby Apple 9 Island. There's a broadcast coming from Dressrosa!
What is it?
Something from King Doflamingo? I'm scared. I'm speaking to you from Dressrosa. And it's Maynard. This is only going out to the 3 nearest islands. I'm Vice Admiral Maynard of Naval HQ. The Navy? What's with all the rubble behind them? What you see here behind me is the current state of Dressrosa. What? What does that mean? Dressrosa. Looks like the range of the transponder snails is reaching 3 nearby islands. It looks like the range of the visual transponder snails is reaching 3 nearby islands. Good. I'll explain what happened here. As I ordered, take the other visual snail and follow Isho with it. Yes, sir. King Riku! Scores of our countrymen were turned into mute toys! Please, no. None of that. Even with the misunderstanding fixed, I cannot return to the throne.
No! You're the only king for this country!
For a brief moment, I didn't understand that sentence from that civilian.
We've had enough of violence! What if everyone in the kingdom shared your way of thinking? What would you do? Would you do it then?
No. When push comes to shove, the Riku family ideals are brittle and weak. That has been proven by this whole debacle.
We don't care if we fall into ruin! We want you to be the king who won't fight! We want you to resist war!
If it causes our land to collapse, well, we're willing to risk it!
And King Riku's beside himself.
We don't care if we're poor! Just make Dressrosa a land of peace again! King Riku! Please, King Riku!
And then Elizabello's in the background.
As the fighting king, that stings a bit.
Elizabello. And then we have more people walk up to King Riku. Your Majesty, return to the palace at once. The transponder snails from the nearby kings are ringing off the hook.
I made sure to let them all know. I told them that King Riku would be returning. They're all overjoyed.
It's the King of Prudence!
Look how old you've gotten in just 10 years. What happened to the old you? The man with the evil eye who stared down his neighbors to make sure they didn't wage war. We've all been waiting for him to come back. Come back to us. You're Riku Doldo, king of miracles.
I butchered that so much because I Doldo just threw me off.
You're Riku Doldo, King of Miracles.
Then someone walks up.
Indeed, indeed. Good King Riku. We can't go having you take all the blame for the hell Doflamingo raised.
Fujitora.
The force responsible for letting that vicious pirate hold official reign under the authority of the warlords of the sea system is none other than the world government. People of the kingdom. People of the royal family.
In an image, in a movement, in a gesture that still sits fresh in my mind as one of the most legendary of moments in One Piece. As Fujitora is speaking, he kneels before King Riku, along with every Navy soldier with him.
Allow me to most humbly apologize on behalf of the government.
And this shocks everyone because admirals don't kneel. Admirals don't do anything that makes the world government even look apologetic because the world government doesn't apologize at all.
What? We have done you a terrible disservice.
What? And this can be seen all over the world. The false prosperity and true nature of mighty Dressrosa. The fall of Doflamingo, the world's greatest black market broker. And Naval HQ Admiral Fujitora prostrating himself in apology.
Put that in an article! We gotta tell everyone!
Felt weird.
Put that in an article! We gotta tell everyone! There's major news coming out of Dressrosa!
The massive incident trapped within the cage was finally unleashed upon the world.
That pirate alliance just took down Doflamingo, the heavenly demon!
And that's the end of chapter 792. Onwards to chapter 793. But first, another SPS. Hello, Oda-sensei! Recently, I found out that the type of flower you are meant to give to show gratitude to your father on Father's Day is the sunflower. I didn't know that, and Kyuros fought Diamante right in front of Rebecca at the sunflower field. So it wouldn't have worked at a Cosmos field or Tulip field, right? Right? Sign 3 chestnuts. Answer. Oh, I didn't know this either. Laughs. It's carnations on Mother's Day, so Dad gets sunflowers. Why so huge? I've actually heard that the other flowers are sent on that holiday. So I suppose there must be a number of different explanations. I like hearing that the sunflowers and father are linked, though. Question. Hey, Oda! I found something really creative and cheeky. On the 18th page of chapter 743, there's a scene where Sabo's attack sinks the ring within the Colosseum. In Japanese, the sound effect reads go 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 go. And then on the back of the gorilla's hand is a tiny rira. So the combination of the two reads gorilla. What a funky monkey. Sign Kamiki. Answer. I'm actually kind of amazed you found that. I totally forgot about it. Question. I'm happy that Kyuros defeated Diamante. Yeah, I know. Wasn't that great? I wish he hit his head on Scarlet's grave 10 more times. Thanks for the letter, Taichi Nakajima. Chapter 793, Tiger and Dog. Request! Chopper can't tell the difference between a Tengu, Pinocchio, and Usopp by Hazu Ito from Fukushima. An admiral from... Hold on. I forgot to turn my phone off because I was playing a game. It was just there. An admiral from Navy HQ bowing down to us! And there's a visual transponder snail recording it all. Raise your head, Fujitora. Do you really want the world to see this spectacle? In fact, did you choose not to go after Doflamingo just to set this moment up?
What I needed was the truth, so I chose to let them do all the fighting. That was my gamble. How could a man who let pirates run wild on innocent folks turn his blade on a warlord of the sea and then act as though he dispenses justice? Man literally says, like, how I am not going to be a hypocrite. I'm not going to let this pirate who devastated your country do all this stuff, then beat him, and then say, like, it was the Navy who saved you all. Because then I'd be a hypocrite.
This gesture is why I love Fujitora as a character. He is what the Navy needs during this point in time in the story. I won't say any more than that.
How could a man who let pirates run wild on innocent folks turn his blade on a warlord of the sea, and then act as though he dispenses justice? It was through the actions of pirates, gladiators, and citizens that this country sees victory today.
And then we see Kiros, who's there in front of the Tantaras. Well done, everyone. You are the anti-Doflamingo force, the Little Riku army.
Yes, sir, Captain!
And now, all of our goals have been met. As of today, this unit is disbanded. Anyone getting audio delay? I'm looking at the playback and I'm not getting... The audio seems like it's still matching up, though. Trust me, I made sure that my audio was not delayed after my previous Cyberpunk stream. So, from my end, everything is still working. Everything is still working. I want to make sure you guys are good. I want to make sure y'all good. But it doesn't look like it's delayed on my end. And now, all of our goals have been met. As of today, this unit is disbanded.
Captain!
Go on to see King Riku in the palace now.
We will!
Tank, the Navy has an image to uphold. Take the pirates and gladiators who fought for our sake and hide them in the palace. And send everyone who's lost their home to the palace as well, if you don't mind. With pleasure, your majesty. The Red Line. Sacred Marijois.
So you're telling me that the whole mistaken mess about Doflamingo leaving the warlords was on orders from even higher than you all? Tell me, how does a rat like Doflamingo bend the world to his will if this kind of nonsense keeps happening on my watch? I'll be a laughingstock of a Navy Admiral.
And we have Akainu's face here. Fleet Admiral of the Navy, Sakazuki Akainu. And it shows the battle scar he received when he fought Kuzan in the past. Have a little bit of his ear sliced in the middle, and he has a massive scar going up the right side of his face. And he has like a full beard, full beard and mustache, connected beard and mustache.
I want you to put an end to all this at once.
And Akainu is speaking to the 5 elders themselves.
Don't talk back to us, Sakazuki. Your honor is a trifling matter.
The Navy is just the outward face of the government. We place this matter in Cypherpole's hands.
Cypherpole? Let's talk honestly here. The Celestial Dragon's puppets have gone right over your head. Shut your insolent mouth, Sakazuki!
Highest power of the world government, the 5 elders.
And what of Kuzan, then? He's dedicated his considerable power to assisting Blackbeard of all people. A fine message that sends about the Navy. That fool is long gone from the ranks. Whatever he does now has nothing to do with us.
Then someone starts running into the room. 5 elders! Fleet Admiral Sakazuki!
I have a report. Warlord of the Sea, Don Quixote Doflamingo and his family have fallen to the Pirate Alliance of Straw Hat and Law. Dressrosa is in utter ruin. What? Once again, it's that darn boy. And there's another one, and there's one other big story.
The video and information sent to those neighboring isles, spreading from country to country. Because all 5 elders are completely livid that Luffy has once again crossed their ears as an individual who has, caused them grief. And a news goose flies. Something is in the corner of my eye now. I feel it. I gotta get it out. Why eyelashes? Why would you do this right now? I'm in front of my friends trying to have a good time, and you want to have an eyelash that's in the corner of my eye? Disrespectful. When I tell you I am tired of eyelashes getting in the corner of my eye, it was literally sitting right here. So when I was messing with my eye earlier and felt like something was on it, the eyelash was moving slowly more and more into my eye every time I moved my eye. But I got it out. There's nothing else in there now. No more interruptions! Eyelashes in the eye are evil! And Akainu smokes now, along with him having all these changes to him. And there's one other big story! The video and information sent to those neighboring idols spread from country to country around the new world.
Joker has fallen!
Causing chaos where it swept like a particularly fierce wildfire.
Extra, extra, read all about it!
Your Majesty, we have no source for weapons anymore.
Announce our surrender.
The war's coming to an end! But we've already paid the money. The deal's in the books.
You can't do this to us, Joker! The weapons must still be in Dressrosa. Don't even think about it.
Don't even think about it! That Admiral's down there! My devil fruit
Deal's fallen through!
What happens to our Smile transaction?
If only they hadn't
Shown up!
as multiple pirates and multiple people who were dealing with Doflamingo stabbed the wanted posters of Law and Luffy.
What's up, Pseudo Doll? You don't need to set sail. What's up, Pseudo Doll? You don't need to set sail.
That's what I'm saying, Inspector General.
Then again,
I suppose you have been on these pirates' trail for some time.
I suppose you have been on these pirates' trail for some time.
On your orders!
Want a cracker?
Can understand why he smokes. He's a vice chair of a corporation. It's treated like a janitor. In a certain town.
Some old grandma made off with my pizza!
Doflamingo? Doflamingo, huh? Not bad at all. Nice to see my rivals doing well.
And it looks like a Jewelry Bonnie. We see Jewelry Bonnie! In a certain sky.
High Priest Urush! There's someone here!
Don't be stupid. Where do you think we are? We're recovering from our wounds in this remote cloud island so that no one can bother. And then there's a boom sound. In a certain sea. Well, it seems our comrades are making quite a name for themselves. We're taking Caesar back for ourselves, boys. Yes, Godfather! As we see Jewelry Bonnie, Mad Monk Rouge, and then Capone Gang Veggie. Well, it didn't take long for them to get the jump on us. This is quite an upset. As we're back with Kid, Hawkins, and Apu. And Doflamingo's connected with Kaido. This is going to set him off now. If that was part of their plan, it makes their goal clear. They want one of the 4 emperors. Kaido, king of the beasts. As Apu's just eating some pizza. Well, at least we're not after the same thing. Saves us the trouble of wasting strength on them. The Jolly Roger? Jolly Roger? Oh, don't worry, I see the Jolly Roger. Well, at least we're not after the same thing. Saves us the trouble of wasting strength on them. For our goal is another emperor, Red Hair Shanks. So that's the one that Kid, Killer, Hawkins, and Apu, that's the one that they're after. Wonder how that'll turn out for them in the future. On a certain island. Don't y'all say nothing. Say nothing. Doflamingo did that? He killed your old man? It's long in the past. I don't bear him any grudge. And this is Drake. Dang, man, it's cold. All right, you better help. We gotta report on this big news. Oh, he's really gonna snap. Master Kaido! Where are you? That idiot Joker went and screwed it all up! We can't get that smile no more! And this is someone screaming for Kaido. Dressrosa.
Don't play dumb with me, Isho! You know full well what it means for a naval admiral to admit fault. Why didn't you report to headquarters first? If I had, I suppose the news would come out and tell a different story again.
Fujitora's all like, if I told y'all this, y'all would have made up some lie to make it seem like the Navy was a victor and no one would ever know the truth. Fujitora, I've never used this before, but Fujitora's based. Love this character. And Fujitora thinks back to when Smoker was talking to him.
I believe the 7 warlords should be disbanded. 2 years ago, I was there in person when Crocodile's entire ruse was exposed for what it was. The Navy was helpless to do anything about it. If it weren't for the Straw Hat crew, Alabasta would have sunk to being a pirate nation, just like Dressrosa is now. But the government reported that its downfall was the work of the Navy. If only I had a higher rank back then.
And then we cut to the present, with Smoker recovering.
Well, I'll be darned. Fujitora really went and did it.
He reminds me of our frustration after Alabasta 2 years ago. Almost as if he just righted that wrong for us.
Fujitora should be Fleet Admiral. He can't. Because the world government isn't peaceful. The world government doesn't have righteous morals. They have righteous mindset, but their way of doing things is objectively horrendous in comparison. It was nice knowing you, Kid Hawkins and Abu Alliance. I mean, if you're going up against Shanks, that's already a major issue. Time will only tell if anything becomes of that alliance. Time will only tell.
Almost as if he just righted that wrong for us.
I couldn't do the same thing, even if I had his rank. I'm astonished.
Oh, we have muffins. In that case, shall I make some coffee?
I said astonished, not famished.
Huh?
Hey, miss, we're famished!
Oh, we have muffins in that case. Shall I make some coffee?
Don't give the kids coffee.
I'll have a muffin. Is Mr. Bigger Pants here yet?
It's Vegapunk, and we won't arrive at Dr. Vegapunk's lab for a few more days yet.
Aw, the captain's so sweet to the kids.
Wish I could be a kid.
Hey, you've got plenty of work to do.
Yes, ma'am.
We've covered up plenty of things in the past. I won't be made a hero on a big fat lie. It was a choice of our superiors in the world government to hire pirates to keep the balance of the world. This is an issue of Navy HQ's trust and dignity.
Isho, you know who you're talking to.
You're out of line. You've caused our justice to lose all face. If your face is all you care about, keep it tucked away where it won't get hurt. If admitting fault means your trust is gone, you didn't have none in the first place.
This moment is where I said Fujitora was the best. This line right here is where I said Fujitora was one of the best characters out of One Piece. Right then and there! Oh my goodness, I love that whole interaction. And all the Navy soldiers just run away from Fujitora because they're scared that Fujitora is talking this way to Akainu with reckless abandon. You don't see anyone screaming at Akainu this way, except for Fujitora, because Fujitora ain't intimidated.
You're gonna make this right, Fujitora. You won't set foot in any naval base in the world until you've brought Straw Hat and Law with you. That's just what I wanted to hear.
And that is the end. That is the end of chapter 793. We got another SBS, and then we have the 2 final chapters of this volume. Question! Ora-sensei. Hello! I feel like Luffy's Gear 4 pose is very similar to the Neo statues that stand outside Buddhist temples. Is there a deeper meaning to this very cool pose? I am thinking of using it the next time we have a marital spat. Signed, Sanadachi. Probably shouldn't use that pose. Answer. So this letter is from a husband. Personally, if you have a fight with your wife, I recommend Fujitora's bowing on hands and knees pose. You are correct that I used the Neo statue pose. I came up with a number of different power-ups based on various cultures around the world, but I decided to go with something that displayed the strength of ancient Japan. I really want to see Gear 4 in the anime and figures. Later on. Question. Guess what I found, Oda-sensei? There are people in chapter 785 wearing shirts with messages from the dialogue written on them. Does this mean that Doflamingo was importing the latest fashion straight from Fishman Island? Signed, the self-sacrificing swordsman. Answer. Spotted again. It's the return of the narrative description shirts. Yes, the ultra-chic NDS brand has made its way from Fishman Island to Dressrosa. I'm sure there are more out there. Look for them yourself. My personal favorite is the Atamano Togatako. This is a tongue twister. Atamano Togatako. Atamana no Togatako. Kid with the pointy head series. Man, I couldn't get it. I couldn't get it. Chapter 794, Sabo's Adventure. Requests. Doflamingo lends a flamingo his shades by forest resident from Tochigi. Really like that filler scene where the fighters are staying at the palace and Bartolomeo ties Cavendish up to ensure they can sleep peacefully. Was that not something that was in a chapter? The East Hill over Carta, eastern town of Dressrosa. Kyros is home. No need to wake him up, Robin. I just came to see him before I leave.
You're leaving the country already?
CP0 turned around and is on their way back here. They're coming for us. As Sabo is speaking to the Straw Hat crew. Dressrosa will be in great chaos for the next day or two. You should leave as soon as you can. You know, I still can't get over that there was a third brother in addition to Ace.
Yeah, it's the first I've heard of it.
And as Frankie is fixing his face, he's literally fixing his face. That figures. Luffy was the most surprised of anyone, I'm sure. After all, I was pronounced dead years ago. Ace, Luffy, and I raised all kinds of hell when we were kids. Old Garp would try to beat some sense into us, and we decided we'd grow up to be pirates. That's what we swore when we shared the cups of brotherhood. But one day, there was an accident. No, an incident.
Luffy, run! Ace!
What's wrong, young man?
As Dragon was talking to Sabo back then.
This town stinks worse than Trash Mountain. It's filled with the stink of rotten people. If I stay here, I'll never be free. This place is just like a bird cage. What is freedom? Where can I find it?
And this is when Sabo's ship got attacked by the Celestial Dragon when he was sailing out. But Sabo was still alive, but unable to do anything as he sank into the sea.
Ace! Luffy! Help me! Someone help!
But then a hand goes and grabs Sabo before he sinks and drowns in the water, and the very man that saves his life is Dragon. And Dragon glares in the direction, I want to say glares in the direction of the Celestial Dragon ship. You're late, Dragon. How long are you going to keep me waiting? Hee-ha! Sorry. Oh, hey, hurry up and get him some help! This is terrible! And then, as Dragon sails away on his ship, we have Sabo who wakes up.
His wits have returned to him, but he's not quite right.
Huh?
His memory won't return?
Yes, he doesn't even remember his own name. Oh, it was a doctor who said this. His wits have returned to him, but he's not quite right.
Huh?
His memory won't return?
Yes, he doesn't even remember his own name. It says Sabo on your belongings. Is that your name?
Sabo? No idea.
Well, it's clear that he's of Goa Kingdom noble stock. Then let's look for his parents and send him back home.
No, don't!
Huh?
I don't want to go back. Just take me somewhere else. Anywhere!
And then back to the present. And we have Zoro, who's mainly speaking. You were suffering from memory loss that whole time? The only thing clear to me was a strong desire not to go back to my parents. I couldn't remember anything else. I'm surprised your memory came back to you. And Luffy is just fast asleep. Had to wait for Denim to stop barking. He's very vocal when Mom leaves the room. He's literally... I feel like sometime in the future, there's going to be a counter of some kind. I'm just thinking in my mind, how many times have I gotten out of my chair in order to take care of something in the middle of these read-throughs? You were suffering from memory loss that whole time? The only thing clear to me was a strong desire not to go back to my parents. I couldn't remember anything else. I'm surprised your memory came back to you. It was only because of Ace. That's what I now believe. In a way, he said you're Sabo, brother to me and Luffy. It happened in the worst possible way, but perhaps that's the only reason he was able to wake my memory. It happened in the worst way possible, but perhaps that's the only reason he was able to wake my memory. He knew that he didn't want to go back to Goa Kingdom, just call it intuition. Even though he lost his memory, his spirit, his whole being knew that it was bad for him to go back home. There's an article about the Paramount War! It says Whitebeard lost! But is Eva alright? It doesn't mention Eva's death. The fatalities are Whitebeard of the Four Emperors and Fire Fist Ace! And that's when Sabo's heart starts pounding. And biggest of all, look at this, Dragon! Is this true? Straw Hat Luffy is your son?
I'm gonna be a pirate.
As Sabo starts looking at the paper and the face of Ace starts to no longer become a fuzzy memory and it starts to take shape in his mind. Huh? Is Straw Hat Luffy is your son? Huh? Oh, yes.
What? I'm gonna be a pirate.
And then Sabo's looking at the face of Ace.
I'm gonna become a great pirate and show them all.
And that's when it starts to come back to Sabo. And then Koala asks,
Sabo, what's going on?
It says here that a Kainu tore right through Ace's body.
Hey, you know about this? If you exchange cups, it makes you brothers.
That's right.
Sabo!
Hey, Sabo! The man who died here isn't some unfamiliar pirate. He's not some dangerous element of this age of piracy we seek to curb. Ace is my brother!
I will never run away. I'll never let anyone beat me.
And that's when Sabo wakes up later at the Revolutionary Army's base, because apparently he passed out after screaming it as all the memories came back to him.
The commander's awake! Oh, thank goodness. I thought you were gonna die, Sabo!
You had a terrible fever, Sabo. Under for 3 whole days. We were worried. And this is Koala and Hack, respectively.
Did your memory come back? Are you leaving us?
No, I'm not quitting the revolutionaries. Is Dragon around? I want to talk with him. Every time.
Did your memory come back? Are you leaving us?
No, I'm not quitting the revolutionaries. Is Dragon around? I want to talk with him. Plus, Dressrosa, 2 years later. I have a request of the army. There's a devil fruit that I absolutely must get my hands on. I won't let you have that flame fruit, Straw Hat Luffy. And this is when Sabo walked up and showed his face to Luffy for the very first time.
Say what now? Who said you could talk to Mr. Luffy like that?
Luffy, it's me. Huh? What do you mean it's me? Listen, if you want the flame fruit, then that makes you my enemy. That's a memento of Ace. And I don't know why you're calling me Luffy. Look at my beard. My name is Lucy. As if I wouldn't recognize my own brother in disguise. Brother? Listen here. The only people who can call me brother are Ace and my other brother who died even longer ago. Sabo! No way! The very same who once stole Dodon's booze so we could share cups. Sabo! And then Luffy just latches on to Sabo when he first saw him. He just starts speaking, but he can barely get his words out. Thank you, Luffy. I'm so glad you're alive.
Sabo, I saw Ace die before my eyes.
Yes, Ace is dead, but at least you're still alive. I nearly lost 2 brothers without being able to do a thing about it. If you had died as well, I would have been all alone for good. Thank you for being alive, Luffy. Would you let me eat the flame fruit?
Yeah, good idea.
And now we're back in the present.
It's the only answer.
Well, so long.
Already?
I got a good look at him. Here, this is Luffy's Viver card. I had it made. Huh? When did you do this? Here, I'll take a little piece. Well, I'm sure Luffy will continue to be a handful, but take good care of him.
Yeah, pal. You bet.
As Frankie's eye starts, sizzling because he's crying while he's also trying to fix it. So the exposed wires are getting caught in the water. So he's short-circuiting his own eye because he starts tearing up. Huh. Sounds just like Ace did. As Sabo leaves. Gotcha. Sabo, this is
Sabo, this is Hack.
Yeah, I just saw him. I'll be back soon.
Understood. And how is Luffy? He seems very...
Gotcha.
Boop, boop, boop.
Why did he hang up? That was important.
Watch out, Hank. Be careful.
Everyone gets upset when Sabo hangs up. And Sabo is seen flying on the back of a whole bunch of crows. And you can produce it at any time? Yep, whenever I want. And the voice speaks from these crows. And you can produce it at any moment? Yep, whenever I want. Let's hurry. So is this a devil fruit power? For someone to be speaking through crows or something? But that's the end of chapter 794. We got a final SBS, and then we can move on to the final chapter of this volume. Question. Oda, that's the end of 794. Question. Oda-sensei, nice to, flop. As a matter of fact, I've fallen ill with a case of loving Kora-itis. So can you tell me Kora's height and his favorite and least favorite foods? I'm so obsessed I can't find a boyfriend. Never get that desperate. Signed, Maiden in Love. Answer. That sounds awful. I'll write you a prescription. Take the following medications. 9'7". Likes lettuce, cabbage, and pickled plums. Dislikes bread and pizza. Oh, see, Kora, Kora, you dislike pizza? Wow, okay. Law doesn't like bread because cortisone didn't like bread. I never knew that. Then again, when I was reading through all these chapters, I never looked at any of the SBS. But Corda, you don't like pizza? You haven't lived until you had a meat lovers. On thin crust. You haven't lived. You don't like pizza? Please take care. Question. Hi, Odachi. Wait, so the kid wearing the bear shirt in chapter 785 of volume 78 was wearing that bear? Signed, Bartholomew Kuma, age 12. Answer. Yes, well, I suppose I should explain this. In chapter 785 of the previous volume, there's a mother looking for her child amid the chaos. He's wearing a bear shirt, she says. At the end of the chapter, Fujitora helps mother and son find each other. And if you look closely at his shirt, not this Kuma, but this Kuma, it's a shirt with Bartholomew Kuma on the back of it. How he manages, I do not know. I don't know. What kind? I don't know either. How could you not like pizza? How could you not? It's good. Even if you're a vegan, you could just have a veggie pizza. There's options. There's options. Does he say he doesn't like pizza because it's part bread? Blasphemy. You will see that it was all a bit of a joke since Kuma means bear in Japanese. So let's all end the SBS by letting this mother and son hear it. Ready? Set? You mean that bear? See you again next volume. There's some more stuff at the end, so check it out. Final chapter of this volume, chapter 795. YouTube, don't get on my case because I say this. Suicide. Requests. Nami gives an ugly gorilla a makeover. By Sayamako TK from Saitama. Dressrosa.
So what's the rule? Be my eyes for me.
It's a 1.
And we agreed that 1 was Straw Hat's number, no?
Yes, we did, but...
Then they've won this round. No arrests tonight.
But Isho, we ran all over the entire country to track down their location. Oh wait, this is Maynard.
But Isho,
we ran all over the entire country to track down their location. Beer and pizza? I don't drink, so I'll have to substitute that for either sweet tea or a good drink. But, I've never drunk before. Like, I never had alcohol, and I really don't have interest in it. So I'll have to substitute that with something else. But yeah, I gotta get me some pizza this week. I haven't had pizza in a minute. I want pizza.
But Isho, we ran all over the entire country to track down their location. And after that big blow up with the Fleet Admiral, this is our best chance to bring in Law and Straw Hat. Maynard, a man doesn't throw the dice and then quibble about the result after the roll. It's unbecoming.
Oh, come on!
The palace.
Has anyone seen Lucy since everything happened?
Nobody has.
I wish I could thank him.
It's already turning into big news.
Oh, you don't drink either? You were just putting a symbol for a drink up? I thought there were multiple versions that they could put up that. I didn't know that was just a solitary image for just a drink in general. Shows you what I know about emojis.
It's already turning into big news. Whether they're pirates or criminals, it doesn't change the fact that they're our saviors.
Hey, so they do have the filler. Sorry, you thought it was filler? No, I was about to come back to you, Ogata. They do have it where Cavendish is covered in chains and Hakuba is trying to move. There's better not be another eyelash trying to make its way into my eye. Come on! You've got to be kidding me. This is another eyelash! Three eyelashes. Three eyelashes. That's never happened during a full-on read-through before. Don't ruin this, please. I'm trying to finish strong. But Cavendish is chained up with chains right next to Bartolomeo, and Hakuba can't do anything about it.
Whether they're pirates or criminals, it doesn't change the fact that they're our saviors.
And then we have Rebecca, who's sitting there with King Riku.
Grandfather!
Rebecca.
I've looked all over, and neither Father nor Lucy's gangs are in the palace.
That's right. They're all together, and I'm sure they'll make an appearance here tomorrow. More importantly, Rebecca, do you realize that if I return to being king, you will now be a princess?
Huh?
The next day, new world on the sunny, twirly hat pirates.
After all we did to finally escape from Big Mom's ship, how did we wind up back in trouble? I told you we should have played nice and waited on the ship, but no! You had to rush forward!
And this is Caesar arguing with Sanji. Someone needs to make some glasses that blocks eyelashes from landing on eyes. Or goggles. But how would that prevent the eyelashes from going into your eye if you put the goggles on your eye? Bro, yo, chill. Who needs to chill? If you're talking about me, this is how I read. This is a dramatic reading of One Piece. Don't come in here making demands.
I told you we should have played nice and waited on the ship, but no! You had to rush forward!
Shut up and do as I say. Are you gonna obey, or do I have to crush your heart? I'll do it, but you're gonna pay.
I'll do it, but you're gonna pay!
And then we have Chopper. Yes, you? What for? Why? Ignoring you.
It was the right choice to leave the ship! We can still save them! Hurry, Caesar!
You dare order me to hurry?
If everyone dies, I'm gonna hold you responsible! So hurry!
It's so hard to run on this ground.
Yo! Oh dear, we split off. We were too distracted by the mystery girl.
Ah! Watch out, Nami!
Watch out, me!
Oh, Nami, we're catching up!
Had enough, intruders? Where did you hide the woman? Answer me! How did you get onto this island? This is a special. Here comes a rain eruption! Find cover!
And then something erupts on this place that Nami, Brook, Sanji, and Chopper are.
Rain? That's more like a solid flood!
I will protect us from whatever comes. And then the entire area just gets swept up in water. And since there's quite a few Devil Fruit users on this team, they're left helpless.
Ah!
Nami! Momonosuke! Help me!
Me too!
You power users are more trouble than you're worth! There, now get a grip!
As Nami has saved both Brook and Momonosuke.
You too, Momo!
Oh, most appreciated.
Anything suspicious must be killed! Sheep's horn!
Soul Parade! As Brook blocks this mysterious individual who's trying to assault them. Oh, superb, Bonkichi! What kind of power is that?
Brook, keep guarding!
Brook, keep guarding! As Sanji is right behind Brook.
Diable Mutton Mallet!
And Sanji hits this dude directly in the face.
Master Sheepshead!
Who are they?
Says the woman who's with the sheephead guy.
No, who are you?
Creep! Retreat! Master Sheepshead is down!
What? But we still haven't found the samurai!
We've pushed them this far and still no sign of him. Report that there was no samurai.
Right away.
The water's draining. What was all of that about? So, where'd that girl go?
Perhaps she got away.
Well, as long as
she's safe.
And we see someone peeking around the corner looking at Nami and everybody else. And then we have Chopper.
Hey everyone! Come quick!
It's Chopperimon! He's in the lower forest!
We must hurry!
We must hurry! There's not a moment to waste! Hideout of the Kid Pirates. And something falls directly, and something explodes. Something explodes onto. It looks like something drops and explodes right on the island where Kid and everyone else is.
What was that sound?
An earthquake?
Enemy attack!
Grab your weapons!
What happened? Report!
It's a huge hole, Captain! It looks like something fell from the sky!
It's over there!
It's in the shape of a person!
Where'd it fall from?
What happened to him? And who did it?
The strong live, and the weak die. That is the only rule of the world. Wasn't there a legend of an island in the sky above this place, where monsters are said to live?
Then you mean he got pushed off a sky island?
Captain, the impact just capsized one of our ships!
You gotta be kidding me. Who did this?
A few minutes earlier at the ruined Sky Island Balloon Terminal.
What are you doing?
Let's just ignore him, Holiness! He's big trouble! But we're
30,000 feet in the air.
The man claimed that he was searching for a place to die. To speak more on this man,
If he's serious, I won't stop him.
he had tasted defeat as a pirate on 7 occasions, and been caught by the Navy or enemy ships no less than 18 times. He was tortured time and time again, and lived as a prisoner.
Amen.
And finally, he attempted suicide, the very rare act of suicide by jumping from a sky island. And back to the present. To repeat, this is a man who challenged the Navy and 4 emperors and was caught 18 times and endured over 1,000 tortures. He was sentenced to death 40 times. When he was hanged, the rope snapped. When put under the guillotine, the blade cracked, and everyone's looking in the hole. When skewered, the spear broke. Ultimately, he sank 9 different prison vessels, meaning none of these people were able to kill him.
Hey, what just happened? What just happened?
Goes Kid, as something explodes and a hand comes out of the hole. And that included he himself.
Who is that monster?
His hobby is suicide. Wait, hold on. Let me read what this person is saying.
Done. What a splitting headache. I just don't die.
But you is a legend? I'm a legend? Huh. I'm a legend, apparently. I didn't see that all of a sudden. Well, thank you. Thank you.
What a splitting headache. I just don't die.
His hobby is suicide, and his name is Kaido, King of the Beasts.
I survived again. Old Whitebeard did it right.
People say, in a one-on-one fight, always bet on Kaido. Land, sea, and air, out of every living thing in the world, this pirate is said to be the strongest creature alive.
I guess there's no choice but to go through with it. Darn it all, Joker! Darn it all! Hurry up, Joker! Prepare for the final battle! Let this dreary world be destroyed! Let's start the greatest war this planet has ever seen!
And he says that with a resounding yell. To be continued in One Piece, Volume 80. We now have the official reveal of Hyakju no Kaido. There it is. I had to get the pronunciation right. Hyakju no Kaido. We see this man. Horns on his head, long flowing hair, with a gigantic Fu Manchu-like mustache. With a gigantic and long Fu Manchu-like mustache. And absolutely massive body. If this is another eyelash in my eye again, you gotta be kidding! We finally get the reveal of Kaido. Hold on, let me get this eyelash out. 4 times. 4 times. 4 times. All right, so for the rest of this, I'm going to keep this eye closed. I'm going to keep this eye closed. I ain't done yet. Where y'all going? I ain't done yet. I got to get my final word. Until y'all see that volume 79 screen, until y'all see me give my outro, I ain't done yet. But that's the end of volume 80. At the end, after that, we have, I should be fine. After that, we have like a big, massive calendar of everyone's birthdays, but that's going to take me a hot minute to go through because it's long. It is long. But we are done with volume 79 of One Piece, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone who is here. Let me see his name. Haas, H4SSAHTB. You're a legend. You say I was a legend and everything. I don't know if you was trying to be disruptive earlier on, but if you weren't and everything's cool, then everything's cool. We can move on from there. It's all good. This is a place where everyone's welcome. Just know that whenever I do my thing, I do it with gusto. I am not a quiet individual. And we got a One Punch Man releasing tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Yep, I was about to check on the newest thing about One Punch Man. As soon as I saw one of the page requests coming from Saitama. The minute it said that, I thought in my head, I need to check for the next thing for One Punch Man. But to anyone who's new here on the channel, whenever I do my thing, whether it's doing reactions or read-throughs, I get into it. I don't read in like a calm, reasonable person type voice or anything. I do voices, and therefore I make these pages come alive for all of you. This is just how I do it, just letting you know that this is what you're going to be experiencing when you're here on this channel. I don't do things in a calm and reasonable manner when it comes to reactions and read-throughs. I give mine 110% all the time. So I'm just letting you guys know, just in case anyone's new here and they think, whoa, you're being loud or anything. This is just how I've been doing things for the past 10 years. So that's how it is. But we're done with volume 79. I can't wait to see you all tomorrow as we prepare for volume 80. And then, because volume 80 is the last volume on the second shelf of my One Piece row. That's the last one. We've already been through volume 1, all the way down on the first shelf. We're about to finish the Dressrosa arc and move into the next one with volume 80, the last volume there, and then the final 2 volumes of this entire read-through will be 81 and 82. So after tomorrow, we'll only have 2 more, and then we're done with this entire series. But I just want to say thank you! Thank you, everybody, for tuning in today. This was a fantastic read. We saw the defeat of Doflamingo and his officers. The kingdom of Dressrosa has been saved. And all I can say to everyone right here as I continue to do what I love to do for all of you is, hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. And if you enjoyed what you saw here, then please, if you haven't already, like, subscribe, and share the stream with everyone you know, because the more the merrier. And because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day, and once again, as always,